I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Friday and that means it's Anti-Racist Crafting Day. So today, again, it's just a day to take back your time, spend some time for yourself, tap into your creativity and have fun. So today we're going to be making these cute little daisy granny squares. And you can do lots of different things with them. I have made little potpourri pouches with them. I've made little pillows, and these can also be used as potpourri pillows, and then you can stick them into drawers or in closets and have your closets smelling nice and beautiful. And yeah, so you just basically fill them, or you use little organza bags and fill them with either potpourri or with like cotton balls, and then drop a little bit of scented oil, whatever your favorite color is, your favorite scent is. This one that I had was mandarin, clove, and cinnamon, so it was really good for wintry kind of themed little pillows. And these are great for gifts or just for yourself, whatever. And I've also made larger pillows, and I'll add some pictures at the end to show you different colors and variations that you can use. Yeah, so we will get started. Also, these were made by a friend, and I am not taking them off because they're keeping me warm and they're very cute. So for this project, you're going to need 2 different hooks, and depending on your yarn, it basically depends. That's going to decide what hooks you use. I used for these squares Egyptian cotton around the edges and in the middle, so that I used Sublime Egyptian cotton DK, but you can use whatever you have. These, I don't even know if they sell this anymore. I had bought a whole bunch when I thought that their numbers were going down, and I was worried that they were going to stop selling this. And the reason why I like it, well, Egyptian cotton, is because there's a little bit of a shine to it, so it's very pretty. And for the petal parts, I've used different colors, but it's the Calico Sirdar DK as well. Can you see that? It's a little bit blurry. Yeah, so the reason why I use this is because it makes it a little bit more puffy as well. So it gives like a real boom, puffy feel to it. And yeah, so the colors that I used are just the variegated line. So they have green. Look at this mess that I have here, and also this mess here. But you can use whatever colors you want. And also they have white as well. So if you wanted to do the color on the outside and have like the petals as white, then that works as well. So yes, we need our 2 hooks. I use a 3.5 and a 4. So the 4 goes with works for the petals. So the larger hook is what you use for the petals. Then you need some scissors, of course, and a needle, knitting needle, just to sew in all those terrible ends. And yeah, that's basically it. So let's get started, and I will show you very quickly. And it's a very quick project too, so it looks so cute, but it doesn't take very long. So, you know, if you don't have a lot of time, but you just want to take some time for yourself, these sorts of projects are really good for you. Yeah, so let us begin. So for starters, we're going to do the center here. And I usually like the center to be seen a little bit. So if you're doing a regular sort of flower, you can use yellow. I've used yellow before, I've used gray, depending on what sort of color palette you're using. But I thought that the sort of turquoise and the pink worked well together. So that's what I am using. So for starters, we just create a magic ring. And if you don't know how to do a magic ring, or if it's easier, just chain 5 and use your smaller hook here, the 3.5. So to make a magic ring, you just wrap your yarn around just like that, let it hang, let the long piece kind of hang. Take your hook, hook it underneath that loop there, let it go, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And in this circle, we are going to triple crochet. No, we're not going to triple crochet. We're going to double crochet 12 times. So double crochet 12 into your magic ring. So if you don't know how to do that, so you yarn over, insert your hook into the loop, pull your yarn through. So you should have 3 loops on your hook, then yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2 again. So I've already done 2. So yarn over into the loop, pull your yarn through. So you've got 3 on there. Then yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. So do that 12 times, and then I will meet you back. Okay, so when you've got your 12 double crochets, just close your loop. And if I can close it, so pull that tight, and you should have a little circle. And then just to finish it off, we will do a slip stitch into that first, the 3 chains that you did, just do a slip stitch into that. And that's it. So when you've done this, one of the things that I recommend, that if you are doing a big project or even a blanket, do all of these, do all of the center ones first. Don't just do 1 square at a time, because that is time consuming. So if you do all these and have a dozen or 24 or however many you need, do your center ones, all of the centers at the same time. You'll be done in no time, and then you won't feel like you're just starting from scratch every time, unless you want to do it that way and take your time. But this is a more efficient way, is to just do all of your middle ones first and your little centers of your flowers, and then that's it. So with this now, you just fasten it off. Make sure you leave enough of your yarn so that you can, I know there's a lot of ends to sew in at the end or weave in, which is kind of annoying, but that's your center for now. So the next stage, we put away our smaller hook and take your larger one. So I'm using the 4. And I'm going to use the green here. So use your thicker yarn, puffier yarn, and that's going to just give you, you can use a thinner yarn if you want to have a different sort of look where it's not, the petals are more flat inside the granny square, but I like the 3D sort of look that you get from using the bigger yarn. So you can make a slip knot, and then stick your hook into any of the chain spaces in your center of the flower, and then pull your slip knot through and lock it in place. Okay, now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into that same space you're going to put 3 triple crochets. So that's yarn over twice, so you have 3 loops already on your hook. Stick your hook into that same space, pull up a loop, so you have 4 on there now. So then yarn over again and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So it's like the double crochet, except you're doing 3 instead of 2. So we've done 1, so we need 2 more. So yarn over twice, stick your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and 1 more. So yarn over twice, stick your hook in, pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so you should have this chain 3 counts as 1 triple crochet. So you should have 4 basically in this one gap here, this one chain space, or 1 stitch, I guess. So now what we do, make sure you have your hook kind of loose on your, around your yarn. Pull it out just like that. Can you see that? Now go into the first chain that you did here, or the top chain space of the 3 chains, just like that. If you can see that. That's blurry, isn't it? There. Okay, so you have your hook in here. Now put your hook back into that loop that you let go of, and pull it a little bit tight. Now pull your yarn, or pull your loop through, just like that. So I will show you again what I did. So I'm going to do that triple crochet again. So you let go of the loop, but make sure that it's still there. Go to the first 3 chains here, into the top chain or stitch, and then also stick your hook into the loop that you left, that you just abandoned, and then pull that loop through that stitch, and that gives you a little petal, just like that. Okay, so we'll do it again a few times. So before we do that, we have to chain 2, and then triple crochet 4 triple crochets into your next stitch. So let's do that. So yarn over twice, insert hook, pull a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then do that again. Okay, so we've got the 4. We've got these 4 triple crochets. So keep your loop, but let go of it, just like that. Go into the top of the first triple crochet and stick your hook in, and then hook back into your loop that you had abandoned. Pull it a little bit tighter, and then just pull it through, and that gives you another petal, a little puffy petal. So we'll do it one more time. So chain 2, 4 double crochets into this next stitch. That's 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and when you've got those 4 on there, put your hook into the first stitch at the top, grab your loop that you had abandoned and pull it through, and that's it. That's petal number 3. So chain 2 in between each one, go around, make sure you have 12 at the end, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so you should have 12 petals, little puffy petals around your flower. Before you do a slip stitch, make sure that you chain 2 before you slip stitch into your final petal. So just find the top of your chain 3 that you originally started with, and then just slip stitch into that, and that is your flower done. Now all we have to do is the square. So you can again just cut your yarn, leave enough to weave in, and another trick is to, with these ends here, you can weave them into your next rounds, which will cut down on all of the weaving in that you'll have to do. In the end, you will thank yourself. You will be like, yeah, I am good to myself. So yeah, you can do that as well. So now we're done with our bigger hook. Again, do all of your petals at the same time, which again will save you time, so that you will have, you know, all of your petals done, even if it means switching colors. But you can do all of the color, if you're doing like a variegated one, you can do all of your similar colors together. So like I did all these ones together first, and then I did all of the white ones separately. And that will save you time. Again, you will thank yourself. Okay, so the next step is pretty easy. So you take your smaller hook again. So again, this is my 3.5, if you can see that, and do a slip knot. Very simple. And you can go into any chain 2 space, because that's what you're going to be working into. So each of the chain 2 spaces, and so that is going to give you the 3D effect, which is cool. So stick your hook into any of those chain 2 spaces, and then lock your work in place. And then chain 2, and into that same chain 2 space, do 2 half double crochets. That means yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, and then pull through all 3 of those loops. So we'll do that again. yarn over, pull up a loop, so you'll have 3 loops on your hook, then yarn over and then pull through all 3. So that basically gives you 3 half double crochets. Into the next space we do 3 double crochets right here. So that's yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So do 3 of those. That was 1, 2, 3. And into this same space, because this is actually going to be your corner, you chain 2, and then another 3 double crochets into this same space. So 1, 2, 3, and that is basically your corner. And into the next chain 2 space, you put 3 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. And into the next chain 2 space, you do the same thing. So 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now we're going to make another corner. So this again is 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, all into this space. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So the pattern for this first round is, well, it's not a first round, this is your third round, is if you're starting with a corner, it's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then in the next 2 spaces you put 3 half double crochets, and then again your corner with 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So this next one here is 3 half double crochets. And then 3 half double crochets. And then into the corner, 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. And then just repeat that. So the next space is 3 half double crochets. In the next space, 3 half double crochets. In the next space, 3 double crochets. Chain 2, 3 double crochets. And then you should have one final space here, one final chain 2 space. In that one you do 3 half double crochets. And that is round 3, done. So you finish this round with a slip stitch into the first chain 2, or sorry, the chain 3 that you made there, if you can see that. So you just slip stitch. Okay, so now that we're done round 3, and we've slip stitched. We're going to slip stitch again one more time into the next stitch, and then slip stitch into this next one, which kind of puts us into a gap here in between the corner and the 3 half double crochets. So we just continue basically in the same way, but we're not going to be half double crochets in this round. It's all double crochets because that gives it a little bit bigger look. So this space here, we chain 3, 2, 3, and then do 2 double crochets into that same space. Okay, now jump over to your corner. That should be your corner here, and there's a space in here. We do the same thing. We do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets again into that same gap. And that gives you the corner. Now you skip over to your next gap here after your third row here, where you have that little space in between each of your bunches, and into that one you just do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and into the next gap here, another 3 double crochets. And into the next gap, another 3. And then you've reached a corner. So into this corner again, it's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so just continue around then. In this side here, you do 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, 3 double crochets, and then you'll find yourself at a corner again. So that's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. You keep going all the way around until you get to the end here, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so we have finished, or hopefully you finished here, and you have a cute little granny square. Now these are quite small, so if you want to cut down again on the amount of squares that you have to do if you're making a large project like a blanket, you can basically build and do another row of around here. So that would be row 5 then, and basically do it the same way. So you start here, do bunches of 3 double crochets, and then in your corner it's 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and just go around and it will build. So I think you will have 1, 2, 3. So you'll have 4 bunches of 3 double crochets on each side, plus your corners. And yeah, so it'll be a little bit bigger and will make your project a little bit easier as well in the end. Or you can go even larger as well if you just want a cute little 3D flower in the middle. So yeah, just continue that way. But if you want to end here, if you're making a smaller project, then I just finished off the 3 double crochets, and so just slip stitch into the first one that you did, the chain there, and you're done. Basically, you can just fasten this off and pull your yarn through just like that. And that is your square. It's all done. Now, very quickly, I'm just going to show you if you want to connect them. If you want, I usually do, again, kind of the 3D effect here, so it kind of sticks out if you want to do that. So what I do is I take two squares and I insert whatever yarn color I want. I usually use white because that kind of stands out if you're using different colors around here. So the white stands out if you want it to stand out. If you don't, then just use whatever colors you want. So just do a slip knot and then stick it. I usually start in the corner because it's easiest, and you should have the same amount of stitches across each square. So I just lock it in place and then chain one, and then I go through the next stitch from the chain, or sorry, from the your gap. So go through both stitches there and then both loops, and then in the next square beside it you do the same thing. So you should have basically kind of 4 loops on there. Then you yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through, just like that. So let's do that again. So stick it through the first square and into the back square. Pull your yarn through, so you'll have 2, yarn over and pull through both of those. And so it's going to just have basically a chain at the top, and it looks really cute. So I just go through that way on both sides, and that's as simple as it is. So I'll just finish this one off very quickly to show you how it looks in the front and the back as well. Now, if you want, I'll show you a different way as well. So then make sure that you attach it, have a stitch into your corner as well. So that's basically what it looks like that. And then on the back, there's a little, you can see a little line through there. Now, if you want to do a more seamless stitch, what you can do is go through so if you want to connect another 2, you just stick them through each corner like that. So if you want as well, you can go through the front loop here and the back loop on your second square. So you only have 2, well, you have 3 loops on there, then yarn over and pull through. So if you go through the front of this one and then the back of that one, front and back, you will have a slightly different look on the back on the front it's going to look the same. You're still going to have the sort of 3D look here, but on the back it's just a closer stitch, so that, see how here you could, let me move this, you could see the lines in between. With this one where you just go through the front and the back of your loops on your stitch, you don't get, I shouldn't have used white on white, but you don't get these lines in here. Okay, so those are two different ways that you can do your connecting. So it'll just be the front of this one and the back loop of that one. And that gives you a tighter looking square. So that's it for that. If you want to make little pouches or pillows, what you do is you go around the edges then with a single crochet as many times as you want. I mean, honestly, I just sort of wing it. This one I went around twice. So I did one full round of single crochet around the entire piece, and then another single crochet round, and then I switched just to switch it up and change the color. So that's where you get the little turquoise line, that is also a single crochet, and then I closed it off with another white, a round of white. So it was single crochet of white, and then single crochet of a different color, and then a single crochet round of white again. And then to get this little border, you don't have to do this. You can make it any kind of border you want. You can have the popcorn puff stitch or whatever, which is also kind of cute. But with this, I just wanted it simple, and in the corners I did a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and you do that for every corner. Just remember that every corner is single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the corner. After the corner, you skip 2 stitches, you chain 2, and then a single crochet into the next one. So it's chain 2, skip 2 spaces, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2 spaces, single crochet, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, single crochet. That's all I did. Very, very simple. And with this one, I had filled it with toy stuffing, so it's a soft little pillow. And then I had scented the stuffing with a couple of drops of scented oil, just to give it a nice little scent. And you can also create a loop if you want to give it away and want somebody to hang it or whatever, especially if you're just doing these like single little squares and doing a little frame. You can add a little bit of a handle, which would also be cute, and stuff them with a little bit of potpourri or scented oil in a little organza bag. And then that's it. You've done it. So I will leave you to it. Feel free to tweet your finished products or send me a note to tell me that you are spending time for yourself and doing something creative. So good luck. We'll see you next Friday for another anti-racist crafting crochet tutorial. Bye all.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. One day on the red hills of Georgia,